What's good, y'all? Welcome back to my channel, Chrissyy Talks. Y'all can call me Chrissyy, and let's go ahead and jump right into this. So, I'm not even gonna lie, this case has made me mad as hell. So I did make a video a couple weeks ago. It was about 2 deaths, but one of the deaths was Lauren Smith Fields. But just to quickly recap, Lauren Smith Fields was a beautiful 23-year-old woman who was found lifeless in her home in Bridgeport, Connecticut on the morning of December 12, 2021. Now, she was found dead after going on a date with an older white man on a dating app called Bumble that she met 3 days prior to the meeting up. Now, that older white male was later identified to be 37-year-old Matthew LaFountain, and he would be the one to call in the police at 6:30 that morning to report that Lauren was not breathing. Matthew stated that they were just taking shots of tequila before Lauren got sick, and he carried her to her room where he also went to sleep. And I would hope that the police performed a rape kit just because, you know what I mean? Like, this already sounds like an incident that gone wrong at a white man's frat party. Like, oh, we were taking shots, she got sick, I took her to bed. You know what I mean? She got sick after they took shots, but like I said, I would hope that they were smart enough to perform a rape kit. He stated that when he woke up the next morning, he found Lauren to be bleeding out of her right nostril and she was not breathing. Now, one of the parts that really pissed me off about this whole case is the police investigation, and it really makes me sad for her family because her family has been fighting for her death since they found out. And let me tell you, her parents did not even find out that her daughter was dead until almost 2 days after.
Pain is so unbearable.
Chantel Fields says she drove to her daughter's apartment last month after not hearing from her.
When I got there, there was a note on the door saying, if you're looking for Lauren, call this number.
The family says a detective told them Smith Fields had been declared dead about a day and a half earlier, and no one reached out to tell them.
And the way that they found out was sick because they drove up to her home 2 days after and they saw a note on her door that said, if you're looking for Lauren, please call this number. So it's like, that itself is insensitive because imagine it's her boyfriend, her parent, or her friend, whatever. They're just trying to check in on her friend that they haven't heard, and it's like, I'm calling this number. The message itself is weird, but then you call the number and then on the other line, they're telling you that she's dead. I really feel like it should be protocol no matter what age the individual is to at least notify their family that they passed away. This shit really makes me wonder, why the fuck are you a detective? Like, why are you why? Now, when they called the number, according to Lauren's brother and father, the detective on the other line, they said that they did not need to contact her family. They already had Lauren's passport and ID. They already identified her, and that they performed the autopsy. Her body's at the medical examiner, and they reportedly hung up the phone on her family. So her family has been fighting against the police for their improper investigation. I believe they even paid for their own separate autopsy out of pocket because they don't trust them. And one of the other parts that pisses me off about this case is that, according to Lauren's brother,
he said that she met some guy on Bumble that night. And I'm like, who's this guy? What's going on? He's like, oh, he sounds like a nice guy. Don't worry about it.
The police stated that they did not need to investigate or look into Matthew because he was a nice guy. So they didn't seem like an investigation was necessary. Some of you guys have already mentioned this, but literally think about the race in this case. If it was a younger white girl that met an older black man on a dating app and he was the last one to see her alive, the police would have been on his ass. Even if he's innocent, because we don't know at the end of the day, I would think that it's just common sense to at least look into the last person who saw this beautiful woman alive. The last person who carried her to the bed and took shots with her that got her sick. Like, why didn't it get him sick? They should also drug test him and see what's in his system. I don't know if Matthew got some type of connect or if he's just, you know, living his best life with privilege. I'm sorry, y'all, the more that I read on this case, like, the more frustrating it is, especially for their family. Like, it's ridiculous, and it's just common sense, and it's blatant disrespect, you know? I'm not even gonna picture him to be 100% guilty because we do not know, but like, I'm definitely going to list him as a suspect if there is going to be one in this case. Like, I would definitely look into him anyway. So this past Monday, the Office of Chief State Medical Examiner released its findings. They concluded Lauren's death was accidental. She was found with fentanyl, alcohol, promethazine, and hydroxyzine. So obviously a lot of us feel like with a mixture of these drugs and medications that she might have been drugged. And it doesn't help that Matthew stated that they were taking shots of tequila the night before. You're gonna think that maybe the drugs were in the tequila, like maybe he drugged her. How come he didn't get sick, you know? You also would want to know Because I know some of these medications help with like anxiety or sickness. Like, did she have some type of anxiety? Did she had history of taking these drugs? She had these drugs in her medicine cabinet. Like, it would be a whole different situation if she actually had prescription medication, if she had a reason to take them, if she took them hours before or something. Like, it's not adding up. Slapping this on top of what we already know on this case only made it so that it made less sense. Now, of course, the family filed a lawsuit against the city of Bridgeport, as they should, because they felt like the police handled this terribly and that they conducted an improper investigation and that they also didn't collect enough evidence to rule this as an accident. They also believe that the police were being racially insensitive in this case. Fortunately enough, but the next day after the autopsy was revealed, the Bridgeport Police Department announced that they would officially be launching a criminal investigation against the case. They also announced that they would be working with the United States Drug Enforcement Administration, which I think is definitely helpful in this case. So I guess that's pretty much the latest update, is that the family is taking action against the police in the city, and the Bridgeport Police Department is officially launching a criminal investigation. I always just feel like police, detectives, anybody working on murder cases especially should just think about, what if this was you? What if this was your daughter? What if this was your family? I feel the same way about teachers who don't like kids but they teach. Like, literally, why the fuck did you choose to be a teacher of children if you don't like children, or if you don't like your job? Like, why are you a police officer? Why are you a detective if you clearly don't like your job or care about people, or you're selective? Like, this shit is real life. To hang up on the parents whose daughter was found dead just a few days before is ultimately disrespectful. I don't understand how you could be careless when you're dealing with people who lost a loved one. Like, literally just think about you losing a loved one. A lot of these police officers need to be humble. And if you don't like your job, then don't fucking do it. Like, you should not be holding the lives and the deceased in your hands if you don't give a fuck, or if you're being selective with who you want to put effort into. But y'all, I really hope that this case has more attention brought to it. I know that Cardi B talked on it, but I feel like a celebrity shouldn't have to talk on it for it to get more attention. Like, I feel like the case itself is just fucked up, especially because this could be relatable. People are meeting up with people on dating apps and shit could happen. I know that if Jeffrey Dahmer and Ted Bundy was alive to this day, like, dating apps would be them shopping in a candy store. So y'all, please be careful. Like, I was also on that wave. I also was on Tinder. I literally went to this guy's house at dang near midnight, and I was only 18 years old, in a district that I just moved into. Like, my dumb young ass could have been killed. But I just want to say, obviously, be careful with who y'all are meeting. Do your research. Meet in a public place first. Have guns in the house. You know, do what you gotta do to protect yourself. But y'all, that is the end of my video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Comment out what you guys think below. Do you guys think that Matthew might have played a part in her death? What do you guys think about the police handling this case? Do you guys really think that Lauren's death was accidental? Comment out what you guys think below. Follow me on Instagram, add me on Snapchat at Chrissyy Talks, and Chrissyy, 2 S's, 2 Y's. I love and appreciate you guys, and I'll see y'all in my next video. Bye, guys.
See the God, see the God, see the God.